Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. I wanted to do a little video on a little scam I got caught in this weekend. And I'll have to tell you that this happened to me one time before, and my husband warned me not to do this. And I just said, well, I think I'm just going to do it anyway. Big mistake. All right, now I'm clear on it now, but at the time I wanted the information. So here's what it was. I was looking at the houses. I've been doing the walking and everything and doing some videos and showing y'all the houses. And several of y'all have asked about what the house would sell for here. And particularly the Queen Anne on the next street over. And one of them is fixed up just beautifully, and so of course the sales price was on the internet. They're all really listed that are for sale on the internet. So of course our house is not for sale, so I just got curious. I thought, well, I wonder what our house is worth now since we had all the downturn in the market and everything. So I thought, well, I'll just look it up. So I looked up, I just wanted to know property values. That's what I typed in. And this company came up, which will remain nameless, but I think y'all can pretty well figure it out if you just type in property value. And it said that it would give me my property value for $1. Some of them say we'll give it to you for free. So I thought, well, I'm willing to pay $1. That way I don't have to go down to the courthouse and look up everything. I could, just type it in and I'll know. And it wasn't really something I needed to know like right then, but I was just curious. So I went ahead and I filled out all their little application thing, put in my bank card number, and said, oh, it's only $1. And by the way, that account that I use, I only use that for my groceries. So there's never any like large amount in there. So I figured, what's the most I could lose? $700-800. And, I'm sure everything's on the up and up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So I did. And so when I got the information, I was looking at it and I thought, ooh, wait, that isn't right. That can't be right. So they had telephone numbers you could call and email addresses you could use. You could even text message them and all that. So I did that, and I told them that I knew that value wasn't right, and the square footage didn't seem to be right. They didn't have number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms. Because this house has got 3 full bathrooms, and really what's equivalent to 4 bedrooms, a dining room, living room, big foyer, big kitchen, den, and so anyway, I thought, well, I only paid $1, so what difference does it make? So anyway, they emailed me back, and I gave my husband's cell phone number on it, because I didn't want to bother me, because I figured we'd get a couple of texts. Well, the texts were unending on Sunday. He must have gotten 4 or 5 texts on his cell phone. So anyway, what ended up happening, I decided to come up with the value of the house on my own, which I certainly know how to do. And the reason I do is because I used to work, one of my first jobs was actually a part-time job. I worked for a civil engineering city planning firm that was working on a contract with the city of Newport News and several of the towns and counties there. I think there were 6 of them. And so for 6 months, I worked for them. When I say it was a part-time job, it only lasted for 6 months because that's all the firm was going to be there doing the study. And we had to go into all the courthouses and look up all the real estate records for different selected sections of the cities, because the city wanted to know about the traffic patterns in future years and what the income level was of those people. So we had to actually go to homes and do interviews and that kind of thing. It was very interesting. But anyway, from that experience, I learned how to look up what houses had sold for, when they sold, and that kind of thing. So it's not like I don't know how to do that. I do. So, but anyway, I wanted to know right now. That was the problem. I want to know right now. And anyway, it just, I got caught up in this, and at the end of this, I'm going to tell you what happened. But anyway, if you want to know the value of your home or what it possibly could sell for, you certainly can go to your local assessor's office, and they'll have a record of sales. And I think only a few states don't allow the sales price to be on the deed copy thing they use, but most of them do. So you can certainly you can certainly tell what a house sold for. So, and I mean, it's public record. Anybody can look at it. So, and you can also tell any liens that are on that property. And if you're buying a house, that's something you'd want to know. Now, you do hire a title search company to find that out for you, but in a bank, if they're going to finance a home, they're going to require that, but you could find out that on your own. But here's another way you can do it. Look in your area and find out other houses that are for sale. Now, this is going to be the asking price of the house, but if you went to sell your house, your real estate agent's going to give you what he thinks is a good asking price also. So if you're just curious to know, you can do this. So you simply go to any real estate site, that's selling houses in your area. Look up the houses that are for sale. Now, if you're living in a subdivision, this is very easy because a lot of the houses are real similar. The lot sizes are real similar and that kind of thing. So all you need is the asking price that they're asking for and the square footage of the house. And that's almost always listed where they've got the house for sale on the internet. So all you do is take the square footage, divide it into the asking price, and that gives you the amount per square foot. Then take the square footage of your house, multiply it by one of those numbers maybe that you've averaged out, and you can know what they would list your house for. So I went ahead and did 3 in our area. Now, these are not the Victorian houses. And by the way, that big yellow house, that big Victorian, I said the sales price was probably, I was guessing, $250,000. Wrong. It's $398,500. But it is completely renovated. And there's a lot of square footage. It's sitting on a full, like almost city block. So, that's really why it's more. And it is historical, but all the houses here are historic. Even ours is historical. I mean, it's over 100 years old. Antique house, if you will. But anyway, so here are the 3 houses that I did. I want to just show you that. Now, what might be different on these is the size of the lot. This one's sitting on 7 acres. This one didn't show what size it was, and I would guess it's just a lot. And then this one, the price is reduced. So here's what you're looking at. What is the cost per square foot if they were getting this asking price? So I don't know if you could see this very clear or not, but house number 1, the asking price is $289,000. The square footage is 3,821. Now, the square footage is always going to be heated square feet. And if you've ever had an appraisal on your house, the appraiser guy comes out and he has this long tape measure, and he starts from one corner and he measures back to the other corner, and then he'll go all the other way and then do the upstairs. He doesn't even do it from the inside because all he wants is heated square footage. All right, that's settled. So the first house, it turned out to be $75.63 per square foot. The second house, the asking price is $249,000. The square footage is 2,322. And on this particular one, the cost per square foot is $107.23, which is a lot more than the first one. And that first one's got acreage with it. This one, it did not tell, but I can just tell you, I sort of know the house. It's sitting on a lot, okay? It's not acreage. All right, so then we get to the third house. And the little picture said price reduced. So the third house is 2,389 square feet. They're asking $188,000, and it's sitting on a half-acre lot. Now, that still works out to be $78.69 a square foot. Now, if you look up how much would it cost to build a house in your area, and I did that very thing, and I did their little calculation on I just put in 1,000 square feet just to see, and the price to build a house 1,000 square feet was going to be $81.24, and that you can do on the internet for free. You don't have to sign up for anything. So anyway, here's, just to make this really long story short, I just decided to look up my checking account on Sunday morning. Wasn't that I didn't trust the people, although deep down I probably didn't. But I just wanted to see if the dollar was listed on there. Well, I looked it up and it wasn't $1, it was $14.95 coming out of my checking account to these people. Well, it just instantly made me mad because I remembered having to go all through these different pages you have to go through before you actually get your house value. And, I was very careful not to check the wrong button. So I knew I didn't check the wrong button. So they gave a telephone number, so I called. And I said, well, y'all charged me $14.95. And by the way, they've got a 24-hour call center. Y'all charged me $14.95 instead of $1. I think there's been some mistake. Well, he instantly said, oh, no, there's no mistake. You checked that you wanted the service monthly. And I said, no, I didn't. He said, oh, yes, you did, and I can look at it right now, and you've checked it. He said, now you will get to search for 25 housing values, that you want to per month. And I said, well, I really have no need to do that. I was just going by the $1. Okay, now I'm mad. I'm good and mad now. And I said, okay, y'all need to cancel this service. I'm certainly not going to pay the $14.95 monthly forever. And I think that y'all did not do what you said you would do because you said you would do it for $1. Oh, ma'am, you don't understand. In order to get there, you have to sign up, and this is your monthly charge, and that's what you did. And I said, well, okay, you're going to have to cancel this. So after I got kind of ugly, and I said, I tell you what, I'm going to call my bank and first thing Monday morning, and I'm going to get them to stop this payment, and you're not even going to get your $1. Well, then he seemed to be real sure of himself that he was going to get the $14.95, but actually it was still pending because, see, it was Sunday. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm going to find out where this company's located. So I said, well, where's your call center? And he said, well, ma'am, that's not something you need to know. I said, well, you've just taken $14.95 of my money. I think it's something I am entitled to know. You took $14.95 of my money. Where is your call center? So we went back and forth with that a couple of times. He said, well, I'll let you talk to my supervisor. I said, fine, I'll talk to whoever. So he put me on hold, and then he came back on the phone. He said, well, okay, I'm in Alabama. I said, okay, so your company's located in Alabama. Well, no, this is a call center. I said, where's your company located? He said, well, ma'am, I can't give you that information. I said, well, are you in the United States? And he said, well, I can't tell you that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? So we kept going back and forth like that. And finally, I think he got so disgusted with me. He said, well, okay. He said, we're licensed in Delaware. Ding, ring a bell. Guess what? Any company that wants to operate in this manner is always based in Delaware. Every time, it's always Delaware. Some reason the laws there allow them to do certain things that you can't do in other states. All right, so here's the thing. I call my bank. Now, my bank is Wells Fargo. Now, I had some trouble like this one time before several years ago, and my bank was not Wells Fargo then, but Wells Fargo later bought them out. I talked to the people and I said, okay, I need to stop this $14.95 payment from coming out of my account. He said, okay, we'll do that. And I said, and what is the charge? Because used to, if you stop payment on a check or stop payment on anything, it was like $10, or at least in my bank it was. So I figured it's going to cost me $10. Good deal, lesson learned, right? He said, oh no ma'am, there's no charge, but he said, there is one thing about this. And he said, companies like this sometimes will go ahead and send this through under a different name, a different name company, and we won't catch it. He says, as long as they send it through under this name, we'll catch it every time. They won't be able to take out the $14.95. So I said, okay, well, let's just go ahead and do that. That's when I decided I was going to do a video, okay? Because there are many companies that do this. You are thinking you're getting something really cheap, and sometimes they'll even say for free. So, and by the way, I've done this one other time, okay? And that was several years ago, and I should have learned my lesson. So anyway, the way it stands now, this company is not even going to get their dollar. That's where it stands now, and I'm going to keep watching it too. But I wanted to give you, I know this is going to be long, but I wanted to give you one more example. There was a cream that was advertised on TV, and it's that berry, let me see if I can pronounce it, Acai, no, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's ACAI, berry cream, anti-aging. Just, it'll take all your wrinkles away. You'll look like a 20-year-old, okay? That's the way they were advertised. And I thought, well, anybody that's got the audacity to do that, I'm just going to order some of that. So I ordered it. This was over the TV, calling an 800 number. Okay, it was, what I remember was $9.95, and then the shipping was $9.95. I thought, I'll try it. I mean, if they have the audacity to brag on it like that, maybe it is a little good, so I'll try it. So anyway, I didn't get my cream. So a couple of weeks went by, and finally I called them, and they said, well, oh, it was such a tremendous amount of people ordering, we ran out, and we're now in the process of making more, and yours will be there in a couple more weeks. I thought, okay, good. That shows that everybody else is buying this cream too. Great. All right. Couple of weeks went by, nothing. Couple more weeks. Finally, I had 2 charges on my checking account for like, as I remember, it was like $18.99 or something like that. And I didn't recognize the name of the company, and I didn't remember ordering 2 whatever. So I called the bank. Now, it wasn't Wells Fargo, y'all. It was a different bank then. And they said, oh yeah, this is a charge. They told me who it was. And I said, but why have you got 2 charges on there? And they said, well, because they sent it through, again, it's been a month, right? And I thought, wait a minute, they're going to charge me once a month. They're going to send me cream every month for forever, and this is going to come out of my checking account, which was just my grocery account, so that wasn't any big deal, except I wasn't going to pay this every month for a cream. First of all, I didn't even have it. So anyway, I talked to the bank. The bank said, oh, there's no way we can stop it. You gave them your card number, and they're going to send it through, and there's really no way to stop it. We'll see if we can catch it, but you need to deal with the company. So then it went into what the bank called arbitration. This went back and forth day after day, week after week, and finally I was so furious I was willing to hire an attorney. Then I said, wait a minute. I'm talking about hiring an attorney against my own bank for allowing this. So then I remembered small claims court. Now you have to be domiciled in the area in order to do a small claims thing. You can get up to $5,000. Your claim can be up that much. So I called my bank and I talked to their person who was doing the arbitration between me and this big rip-off company. They had to wait and find out this and find out that, because the company said they had sent me the cream and they had my signature where I'd signed for it, which they did not, but that got everything delayed. Now I still don't have my cream. So right in the middle of this, a couple of days later, a package comes, special delivery. It's the cream. I thought, okay, now I'm going to have to pay for sending that package back, because now after all this, they finally sent me 1 cream. So anyway, I asked the bank, what's acceptable in y'all's little arbitration thing for me to do? They said I had to send it back, get whatever thing from the post office showing I'd sent it back, all this kind of stuff. I did every bit of that. So then the bank still, weeks went by, they still nothing. Finally, when I told them, I said, look, I'm going to go ahead and take y'all to small claims court. And I know my limit is $5,000, but after all the agony you have put me through, I'm going to go ahead and file here at our local office, our local little courthouse, for a small claims court for the full $5,000 because I've just had enough. This is what happened. The very next morning, the bank called and said, Mrs. Stokes, we've taken care of all of this for you. That will never come out of your checking account again, and we're sorry for all the inconvenience. Now, here's my point. I was willing to go to court. I had gotten that angry, and it didn't hurt that I know the judge down there. That helped a little bit, but still it wasn't like it was illegal. And knowing that you know, the bank, my bank, is domiciled here. I mean, their main office was somewhere else, but they've got a physical location here, so indeed I could take them to court. And all of this was so they would stop that amount coming out of my checking account every month. I mean, how ridiculous is that? This company, located again in Delaware. That's where they were, their main location was Delaware. So I said, okay, I've learned my lesson. But you see, I didn't learn it very well because I did the same thing with this company. Now, anytime it's Delaware, it rings a big bell with me because they're there for a reason. So that's just my take on the scam. Can you tell I got kind of worked up on that? Because I still remember my own bank giving that company every benefit of the doubt and not giving me any of the benefit of, and it was my own bank. So anyway, the bank got sold, and it's now Wells Fargo, and Wells Fargo, in no uncertain terms, let me know, we're stopping this on your checking account right now. And that was that. And I do trust them. I think that's exactly what they'll do. So anyway, I hope that helps y'all. I'm sure that many people who are watching this video have probably been scammed in the same way I was, just because you thought, you know, okay, I'm willing to do that for $1, or even, yeah, I'll give them $10 for that, and not realizing that it's going to come out of your checking account every single month. Now, here's the answer. Shop on Amazon. With Amazon, you absolutely do not have to worry. If one of the suppliers doesn't do what they say they're going to do, Amazon gives you the benefit of the doubt. They will refund your money like that, okay? All you have to do is send the merchandise back. That's the end of it. So, or any complaint you have. So, you know, we need to deal with companies that have your best interest, you know, when you're dealing with a middleman like that. So what Amazon does is they require all their suppliers have to follow a certain contract. There are all these kind of stipulations, and they have to follow through with that. Now, Amazon holds back the money until things are satisfied. So you'd get the money back from Amazon. That's who it comes from. So you really don't have to worry. So that's why I shop on Amazon. And this is also why I never order anything over the TV where you call an 800 number. And you certainly shouldn't do it over the internet either. It's just that simple. Okay, so that's my take on scams, and I've got taken twice. Fool me once, it's your fault. Fool me twice, it's my fault. So this one was all my fault, and hopefully I've gotten it corrected now, and it gave me the opportunity to do a video and warn other people. Now, a lot of you probably already know that, and maybe you're not quite as gullible as I have been in the past, but anyway, just make a note. If it's Delaware, watch yourself. All right, we will see you next time.